All right, now it's chapter 3, baby. We're almost through this book and we're starting to get lathered up, right? The five F's: faith, family, fitness, finance, and fun. You're really evaluating it, right? Like you're starting to get through this 4A formula. And thankfully, it was something as I wrote this book that I came up with for myself to say, oh, wow, I've been using something in my life in the toughest of times when I'm eating at the Wendy's 99-cent value meal when it was 99 cents back in the day, um, and had $3 to my name and eating some chili, some baked potato, and a junior bacon cheeseburger. I remember those days, and hopefully I had $3.26 because I think that's what it came out with after taxes. Um, those were tough times, all right? But like every tough time, if you look at the shine, the light that is beyond the arc over there, is just keep focused on that, right? Assessing where you're at, aligning yourself, and then now it's looking in the mirror and taking accountability. So I want you to think about this. I wrote this down, so let me read this to you. Here's the reflection I want you to lean into today. Where in your life are you avoiding accountability? Maybe it's in your health, in your finances, in your business, or even a promise you made to yourself. Now imagine what would shift if you fully embraced accountability in that one area. Write it down, own it. Accountability isn't punishment, as I said in the book. It's freedom. It's freedom. It's freedom to be accountable to yourself is such a great feeling because you take ownership of the things that you have to do. All right. And it's the fuel that takes your goals from intention to reality. So, where do you need to step up right now? So, again, chapter 3 is accountability. And look, there's no better reflection than the one you look in the mirror. And when you could look at yourself and say, man, I've done a great job. No matter what the result is, I did the work. I put in the effort. I created steps and ways for me to win. And sometimes you don't even totally win at that time. But in some sort of next level, what happens is that time takes over with your great works and then all of a sudden, it may have not been in your time, but it was in the proper time that you won XYZ, right? There's been times in my faith that I've walked away and not been as connected, right, with who I believe in and Jesus Christ, right? And then I've been met with friends asking me to go to a Bible study group, right? That was a connection. There's been times in my family that I've not been great with my wife. I've yelled at my kids. I've had real issues, with temper and things like that. And then all of a sudden, there was turnaround and redemption and cleansing and opportunity to make that family member, more connected to me. In my finances, I've made a lot of money and then I've made little money, like I said earlier, $3 to go to Wendy's and hopefully eat when I was single. It's not happened as a family, and thank God for that. But in my finances, it's been up and down. And when the up times are there, I've learned recently over the last decade of how to be able to put those seeds for a greater harvest in the future, which is one of the hardest things to learn because you think, man, this money's never going to stop the way that I make money. And it does at times. So you have to assess, align, and then take accountability because ultimately it was on me that I didn't have $1,000 to deal with an emergency, as an example, at certain times in my life. So this is the chapter that I want you to get raw. Look in the mirror, okay? Write it down and keep on doing these reflection prompts so that you could really work with the chapter. If you need to read the chapter again and give yourself time to be able to really, in this chapter, look in the mirror and take accountability. And I'll see you in chapter 4 for action.